At commencement, we honor special individuals who have excelled in their careers and who have made extraordinary contributions to FIU and to our community. The FIU Medallion signifies the university's recognition of such achievements. Mr. President, we will now present the FIU Medallion. I have the pleasure to present Mercedes Viana Schlapp for this distinction. Vice President Michelle Palacio, Founding Dean John Stack, and Alumni Representative Benjamin Sardinas, will you please escort our honoree to the center stage? I request that President Rosenberg come forward for the presentation of the FIU Medallion.
Mercedes Viana Schlapp, your alma mater honors and salutes you for your efforts to safeguard free speech and democracy in these United States of America. As the daughter of a former political prisoner in Fidel Castro's Cuba, you grew up with a clear understanding of the need to protect our democratic freedoms. Your love of country led you to the highest levels of public service, where you utilized your expertise in strategic communications under two presidential administrations, President George W. Bush and President Donald J. Trump. Today, you continue your role on the national stage as a senior advisor to the Trump-Pence campaign. You have shared your gift of effective communication with the world, writing for global and national publications and appearing on countless television and radio shows representing your values with distinction. You have shown us by example what it means to give back to your alma mater. Early in your career, you helped our university open its office in our nation's capital. And over the years, you have continued to remain engaged with the students of today, participating in university activities in our FIU and DC office. These type of meaningful touch points are lifting our students up in ways real and relevant. You bring your heritage, your education, and your heart to everything you do. You remind us, as advocates of learning and action, how personal commitment can make the world a better place. In recognition of a life that has positively impacted countless others, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the FIU Board of Trustees, we hereby present you with the FIU Medallion.
Congratulations to the graduating class of 2019. What an honor to join you on this special day. As I was walking down the center aisle, I saw a young lady with a cap that said, "I dreamed it and I did it." You all have dreamed it. You did it. So congratulations. It's an amazing moment in your life. And you can't do it by yourself. To those parents, to the grandparents, to the siblings, the uncles, the aunts, the friends, it's because of you all that these students, these graduates, are with us today. It is because of your love and sacrifice for them. Because I am so inspired seeing all your faces, as you are the hope of our future. I'd first like to begin by thanking President Mark Rosenberg, who I have known and respected since I was a student at FIU. He is a true visionary who loves this university, and along with the faculty and administration, is transforming FIU into a premier university in the state and in the nation. Dr. Rosenberg, we are so blessed to have you lead this school. I will say I've spent about almost 20 years in Washington, D.C., and I remember a time when they would ask me, "Where did you graduate from?" And I would say, "FIU." And they would proceed to say, "FI who?" Well, that's changed, because now we're on the map. Now, when I say I'm a graduate of FIU, they're like, "Oh, I've heard they're nationally ranked in their international business program." Or they state some statistic about how this university is growing and impacting not only the community, but also nationwide. So I also want to recognize the administration, especially Michelle Palacio and Carlos Becerra, our DC ambassador, and the exceptional faculty for all their amazing work in shaping your lives. I'm a Miami girl, so I'm really happy to be home because I already got my café bustelo. I'm waiting to eat my palomilla steak tonight, and obviously just being here home at FIU. Although when I did drive in, I couldn't figure out where anything was at because there's all these buildings everywhere. But I have to say, as a young Miami girl, a graduate from St. Brendan High, any savers out there? There you go. FIU welcomed me with open arms. This is a place where I expanded my mind, where I built lifelong friendships and relationships. And I was challenged by an intellectual faculty who always made me see the other side of a very complicated problem. This is where I learned who I was, here at FIU. And FIU and the team members here gave me the opportunity to think big, to take a big risk, and this little Cuban Miami girl would take on Washington to pursue my dreams of working in politics. But first, there was a lot to do at FIU. I rushed Phi Sigma Sigma, aim high, and then I took Dr. John Stack's constitutional law class where I would break into a sweat every time. Then it was Dr. Dario Moreno, who's a genius in polling data, and he taught me the skills to become a political operative. And two of my most rewarding experiences was working in the president's office and joining Model United Nations, where I got to meet students from across the country and learn about solving complex international problems. Dr. Stack, I might send you my application to join next year's nationally ranked team. At FIU, I met my most important mentor, Steve Sauls, who led the governmental relations team. He's a Democrat, and I'm a Republican. Yet, I don't make a career move without calling him. He has guided me through my life at crucial crossroads, even if I knew that he was not a fan of my Republican bosses. But we put friendship above politics, and to this day, we talk after every single election to figure out how the country can heal. I remember being in your seat. I was nervous, excited, and determined. It reminds me of a prayer that my 9-year-old daughter Ava says at night. Dear God, please keep me safe, let me have a good night's sleep, and may I wake up and take on the world. Take on the world. That's what you are about to do. Whether your world is this vibrant community or another state or nationally or internationally, it is your turn. Show your talents, work hard, and make real change. That change might be incremental or big. It may take 5 years or a lifetime. But after all the sleepless nights, delicious Cuban sandwiches from Sergio's, finalizing your research papers, taking your exams, you are well prepared and ready to move forward and find meaning in your future endeavors. So I ask you, what ingredients do you need to take on the world? I was gonna use hope and change, but that phrase was already branded. So I think it's pretty simple, but I might sound like a Hallmark card. I think the ingredients you need to take on the world is love and sacrifice. I learned about love and sacrifice from some very special people who are here with me today and who I am dedicating this award: my dad, my mom, and my uncle. Jose and Maria have one amazing love story. My dad was a successful businessman in Cuba, and when Fidel Castro came into power, the military took my dad's businesses, and he was thrown into jail as a political prisoner for 6 years. He lost hope, but he remained strong and knew that he had to rely on prayer and family to survive. During that time, he met my mother, and they began to write love letters to each other. Just think, there was no Snapchat, no Instagram back in the day. Love letters. My father, though strong, suffered and was tortured in jail. But my mom gave my father a renewed sense of hope. They fell in love and got married against all odds. However, my father warned her that he had nothing to offer her. But my mom, a very wise woman, would not give up and loved him so much that she would stay by his side. Then they needed to make an excruciating decision. My mom would need to get out of Cuba and leave my dad behind with the chance that they might never see each other again. He told her that she needed to go to America because it was the only hope for them to build a better life, a life of freedom. My uncle was already in Miami and took in my mother and grandmother. He worked cleaning and changing sheets at the Holiday Inn to provide for their family. He sacrificed himself to help my mom when she arrived with no money in her pocket. My father couldn't finish his college degree because the military had taken over the University of Havana. After 2 years of being apart, my parents reunited, started their life's journey, and sacrificed so much so that I could live in a free country. They sacrificed so much so that I can come to this great university. And they sacrificed so much so that I could pursue my dreams. Thank you, Mom, Dad, and Theo, for your ultimate love and sacrifice. You and FIU have taught me to be strong and fearless and keep fighting for what I believe in. As I've grown older, okay, maybe not that much older, and hopefully wiser, I know that love of family and love of my country drives what I do every day. I thought I would be the ultimate career woman, yet in my life's journey, I have found that to take on the world, I can't do it by myself. To take on the world, we need the love of our family, friends, and community. And that includes the FIU community. They are the foundation to building a meaningful life. My husband, Matt, could not be here with me today because, yes, he is managing our 5 children, but we have learned to love and sacrifice for each other. I could not make it through my jobs at the White House or deal with teenage drama at my house if it wasn't for my faith, my family, and my friends. There were plenty of times after a long day that all I needed was an encouraging word or a hug from my husband or daughters. See, it's not about the grade you received in the international relations class or even the job you get. It's about the people who you love and love you, and who share in your successes and failures. Stay away from negative relationships that seek to destroy your purpose in life. Your purpose is too great, and be that encouraging person to others. As you move ahead to take on the world, be fearless, be courageous, and be strong. You are all amazing. You are part of a greater purpose. You have already accomplished greatness here at FIU and have worked really hard to be where you are today. But see, now it's your time to use your talents to build strong communities, strong families, whether in the public or private sector. Keep America free and live a fulfilled and meaningful life. May God bless you on your exciting journey. And thank you all for this great honor. Congratulations to you graduates, class of 2019. Thank you.